Are you divorced or getting divorced, but you also have kids? Divorce can be super hard on the relationship between parents and kids. A lot of times you're gonna only see your kids 50% of the time that you did, or even less. So if you wanna keep that bond as strong as you can, stick around to the end and I'll share with you the top ways that I've found to stay connected to your kids through a divorce. Coming up. Hey guys, I'm Curtis Riley, aka Preach from the Real Rileys. Our goal is to give real advice for real life. And trust me, I've made plenty of mistakes for you to learn from. And we are one family with multiple channels. We have a channel on online business, on how-tos, on faith, and ministry. So check them out. But the purpose of this video is to discuss real commitment, real connection, and real conflict. And we also offer online courses, coaching, and more. Real quick, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. That lets YouTube know that you're enjoying it. And as a free gift to you, we wanted to give you our mini course in PDF called the Conflict Resolution Rules. It'll help you have a disagreement without having an argument. Just go to therealrileys.com. Now, let's get into it. I'm excited for today. It's interesting because it's kind of like a bittersweet thing where I'm excited to talk about this topic because I'm passionate about it and I care about it a lot. But at the same time, it's sad that we have to even have this conversation, but it's just the world that we live in. So today we're going to talk about how to stay connected with your kids after divorce, how to keep that bond with your kids strong if you're going through the divorce or after you've gone through a divorce like I have. I want to go over 7 tips that I have learned and things that I have kind of done myself, if you will. But these are really good. Number 7. We're going to start with number 7. We're going to work our way up to number 1. Let me know if you have questions along the way. Number 7 is sporting events. So, and what I mean by that is attending sporting events. And it might not be sporting events. It might be band, it might be whatever extracurricular activities. Just making sure that you are supportive, that you're going to whatever events that your kids have. If you do sports, and you can coach, right? If you're kind of like me, where you're like, I kind of know some stuff, but maybe I'm not a good coach, be an assistant coach, whatever. There's been times where I'm like Googling and YouTubing and asking other coaches, how do you coach? I guess I'm going to coach, right? Because you want to be there for your kids. You want to keep that relationship strong. Go to their practices. If the coaching was full, okay, go to their practices, go to their games, go to their band concert, go to their events, whatever it is. Just make sure that you show up. And then play at home. You're like, man, we're playing football, right? So, okay, you're playing football, you're going to practice. Well, let's talk about it and let's play a little football. Let's have a little practice and some tips, when you get home. So sporting events or extracurricular activity, that'd be number 7. You can stay connected with your kids through divorce. And number 6 is, again, this is for if you're spiritual. If you're not spiritual, you can still say, hey, what'd you learn? But if you are spiritual or religious like me, I would say share what you learned from God that day. Number 6, share what you learned from God that day. And then that kind of leads to a question that you've got to ask yourself is, are you reading the Bible? You can't really share what God has taught you if you're not reading the Bible for yourself, or you can share, like, if you've been convicted, the Holy Spirit taught you something, or something came to your mind about God, share that with your kids. Make sure that you're reading the Bible, make sure you're staying connected with God. Tell your kids how God spoke to you, the other day. And quick note on this, I would say keep it short and keep it quick. And keep it applicable. What do I mean by that? I know that's kind of a big word, but what I'm saying is, like, kids' attention spans are really short, right? So make sure you get to the point, you share your story, you share a quick Bible verse, and then you share what we should do about it, or ask the question, what do you think we should do about it? So share what you learned from the Bible that day. That's number 6. Hey, can I stop you right there? And if you're getting value out of this, will you like this video and subscribe to our channel? That helps us keep making content just like this. Number 5 is to share a funny story. If you're talking with your kids, share a funny story. What happened to you lately that was like super funny? You're like, man, you almost sat on the dog the other day. It was hilarious, or whatever, just share a funny story. I tripped and fell, or whatever it was, or if you did something stupid, or if something funny happened, or something crazy happened. I remember one time there was this guy I don't even know. This is one of the craziest days for me, right? Where there's this dude like up on this electrical pole, right? And I drive by and he's in this bucket, like working, up on this, I don't even know what you call it, but they're raise him up in the bucket, right? Type in the chat if you know what it's called. And hit me up with any questions, but this dude's up in this bucket, right? And I drive by and the guy like controlling the bucket. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's like, and the guy's up there like flopping around, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it was hilarious. And so I shared that with my kids. Share a funny story with your kids. Share something that was cool, whatever. Share something that they would be interested in. Number four, moving on to number four, ask them about their day. Ask them about their day. Really, this is just being concerned about them and letting your kids know that you care about them. You care about what's going on in their day. And what this does is, so you're going to, if you're going through divorce, if you've gone through a divorce and you have kids, you're going to miss a lot of stuff. So it's just the sad reality. You're going to miss a lot of things in your kids' lives. But when you get to be a part of the story and talk about, hey, what's going on? It helps you like experience what they experienced, even though you didn't experience it, right? You would have just totally missed out on it. You would have never known it. You wouldn't have had the experience. But when you get to share a story about what happened to them that day and they share that story, you kind of get to be a part of it. So ask them about their day. Number three, be available. This is huge. One of the things that I do is I just say, do you have any questions? Like what kind of questions do you have? And I'm kind of just talking about being real, just keep it real. Just talk about real life. Are you asking, are you worried about anything? Are you afraid about anything? Are you happy about anything? Are you confused about anything? What are you thinking about? You're just asking, like you're just being there. There's really not even anything specific, but it's just this idea of like, do you have any questions? That can go anywhere. That conversation can go anywhere. And I let my kids know, hey, you could talk to me about anything. So I highly recommend doing that. Number two, the second thing is pictures, videos, texts, video games. You could almost just put tech in number two. It's funny. Sometimes like a funny GIF or like a funny little video or a funny little, I do like sound recordings and I'm like, hey, what are you doing, boys? And I'm just, I just, send them something funny, or I'll be like, man, my legs are hurting from the other day. We were going up so many steps. We went to Silver Dollar City. We're climbing up all these stairs and stuff. And I'm like, man, my legs are hurting. So just send them a little message, send them a text, send them a video, send them a GIF. If I don't have a chance to talk to my boys, what I'll do is I'll send them a video sometimes of like what I learned through the Bible. And they can watch that later. And what's cool about videos too is what I have found is that that's something that you can save and that you can watch later, that they can save and watch later. And it really helps with that connection and that bond. And again, sometimes a gift might be all they get. That might be all the contact they get from you that day, but it is something. And it's just little things that'll keep them connected to you, little tiny conversations. And this is crazy, but it's little tiny conversations that seem meaningless that sometimes are actually the most meaningful. Okay. Like just, hey, you're just texting about something that doesn't even matter. But it's the relationship. It's that bond. It's that connection that you're trying to keep with people. And it can be really meaningful. If you're out of state, just a note, like if you're out of state, which I hope you're not. Yeah, I would try to move to the same state if you can, same city, at least same state, but write a letter, like write letters, send text messages. Video games is another thing. There are a lot of games, video games, or even like cell phone games that I play that I wouldn't play. I only play because they play. And it's like, well, I want to have something to do with them and something in common with them, and hold on to that bond. And number one, and hey, if you're thinking about divorce because you fight all the time, I want to encourage you to check out our online course called the Conflict Crusher. I'll take you through the conflict resolution rules and show you how they apply in a real life disagreement. Number one way that you can stay connected with your kids through divorce is phone calls and video chats. Phone calls and video chats. And here's a side note. Sometimes your kids won't want to talk. Sometimes it's not a good time. Sometimes they don't feel like talking. Other times they will not stop talking, right? If you have kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Type in the chat, stop talking, no, don't type that. Type, my kids like to talk or something, but I think sometimes kids like to talk. And Judy was just telling me the other day, he's like, sometimes, you'll ask me a question and I'm like, I don't really have anything. I don't have any questions. And then sometimes he'll talk and he even recognizes, he's like, sometimes I just got a lot to say, and a lot comes out and so give opportunities, phone calls, video chats. I try to call every day. It does not have to be long, especially if they're busy. Again, it might not be a good time. It might be like, hey, call me when you're not busy, when you're not in the middle of something, when you're not trying to leave or get ready for something. Sometimes it can be a short phone call, but sometimes it could be a long phone call. If they're like, hey, they're wanting to talk, they're wanting to share, they're wanting to show you what's going on in their lives. And let me just tell you, FaceTime is great. Like, it's great. You get to see their face. They get to see your face. Again, you can be like, hey, here's what I'm doing. What are you playing with? Oh, I'm playing with Legos. Well, let me see. What kind of Lego is it? And so you get to have that good connection. So number one is have phone calls and video chats or FaceTime. And kind of a side note, something I was going to mention, what you can do is you can add your kids. Sometimes you can add your kids to your cell phone plan. Maybe a phone gets included. I'll put a link in the description for some of the phones that we use. But then what's interesting too is, like, for one of our phones, we didn't add it. I use Tello is what I use. It's like $5-6 a month, and you get unlimited calls and texts, not a lot of internet, but still it's like super cheap, and you get the text, especially if you have Wi-Fi and stuff like that. You can do unlimited FaceTime when you have Wi-Fi and stuff like that. And you can just get one of the cheaper iPhones. I think it's like the 10SE, but I'll put the link in the description. But super easy way to have that connection. And then bonus. This is just a bonus thought. And I would just say, tell them that you love them a lot. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you care about them. Kiss your boys. Kiss them good night. Right on the lips. Tuck them in tight. That's the song. If you haven't seen that song, you got to check it out. But I sing that to the boys, just kind of tease them, we like singing that song. But it's just the idea of, like, telling them you love them, show them you love them, show them affection, tell them that you're proud of them, tell them you love them all the time, and keep that bond. Sometimes we think things, but we forget to say them. So make sure that you say them. And then I want to say too, the next video that I was thinking about doing, I was just thinking about this today because there's so many different kind of aspects of staying connected to your kids throughout divorce. I might do one, if you guys are interested, comment, put it in the chat, whatever, and say interested. And I might do a video on ideas to stay connected with your kids on the days that you're with them. These are mostly ideas for days that you're not with them, right? But I've got actually quite a few ideas of really good ways to stay connected with your kids through divorce on the days that you are with them. So if that's you, type it in the chat. Let me know that you're interested in that. Now it's time to get real. Comment below and let us know, what's your favorite way to stay connected with your kids? And if you have more questions, I want to encourage you to check out one of our online communities where you can be encouraged, ask questions, and your question might even be a part of our next live Q&A. Make sure to check out some of our other videos like how to resolve conflict, or branch off and check out one of our other channels like how to play the guitar. I hope this video was helpful for you, but until next time, keep it real.